Hello, I want to give you a very frank and blunt presentation on solo ads, solo ad math, and how to control your cost per lead for engaged leads. Okay, first of all, I want to talk about cost per lead. The CPL is the price you pay to get a lead on your list. Okay, now the number you really want to manage is cost per engaged lead. That's a little complicated, and I'll share a little bit as I go along. But CPL is the number that most people think about. And the math is really very simple. You just take the amount you pay for clicks and you divide it by the number of leads you generate. For example, let's say you spend $50 to buy 100 clicks. And you have a great web form, and the guy you bought the traffic from has got a fresh list, and you got 50 leads. That's a 50% conversion rate. You're not going to be able to sustain that if you do get it ever. Occasionally it happens, but let's say you get 50 leads for $50, you're paying $1 per lead. So to give you an idea, if 50% of the leads that opt onto your list open an email, that's a 50% engagement rate. That means you're paying $2 per lead for a engaged lead. That's just typical. Most people never get 50% open rates. I do, but most people won't, okay? So the fact is, back in 2010, I was able to buy pay-per-click ads from Google and other sources, and was thrilled to generate leads for $1 per click. But most of the time, it was more like $2 to $3 per lead. And I didn't really make much money unless I was generating about a $5 per lead profit is the way I'd look at it. So I'd go out and say, if I spend $1 per lead and I make $5 off that lead, then I was really happy. That's a very good ROI, actually. When I started paying $2 to $3 per lead, I was covering my costs and making a little money, but I wasn't too thrilled. That was 7 years ago. Then came along the solo ad market, and when it first hit, it was great. I mean, it all started with ad swaps at first. I'll promote your list, you promote mine. You grow your list together. Then we went to solo ad markets, and that was great because it was costing me anywhere from from 90 cents to $1.10 per lead, and I was quite happy with that because I was still able to make $5 per list member. But then the problem started. Solo ad vendors were looking to grow their list in order to sustain their business, so they started buying solo ads from other solo ad providers. And thus, everyone ended up with the same list member. So if you buy a solo ad from me and one from Greg, we're likely to have the same list member clicking on your ads and opting into your list. So everybody ends up with the same group of people on their list. So that's not a good thing. And then it just steadily got worse with solo ads. Everyone saw how easy it was, quote unquote, to make money selling solo ads. So people started buying courses and high-end coaching programs on how to sell solo ads and make money. People started coming up with fake traffic bots and all sorts of scam ways of pretending like there's traffic or opt-ins even to your list. Okay, there's all this junk out there. The price per click dropped, which seemed pretty good at the time, but the quality really sucked too. More people got into the market, okay? So they were buying traffic from the same sources. Everyone had the same leads. That came down to price. So the price dropped, and I thought, wow, that's great. But the engaged rate dropped even further. So I went from paying $2 for an engaged lead down to paying $8 to $9 per engaged lead. That was horrible. I was losing money. By the way, it's not easy making money as a solo ad vendor. I'm one of the biggest in the industry, but a lot of people think it is. You sell for 50 cents a click, you put all that money in your pocket. You do not. You reinvest 3/4 of it. But, that's another story, and we'll talk about that in another video. So here's the solution. You need fresh, brand new leads that are not on everyone else's list. So the way to do that is to go back to pay-per-click advertising for fresh leads. But it's so complicated. I mean, there are people going, well, I'm getting my leads from, Bing or from Facebook, and I'm paying less than $1. Mostly they're lying to you. Okay, let me be very clear. They may have gotten that less than $1 once or twice from Bing or Facebook, but they can't sustain it. They won't sustain it because those marketplaces are based on bids. So the more people that demand advertising from Bing or from Facebook, the higher the price gets, and the demand is huge. Prices are way out of range. So there's no way they're able to really manage keeping their cost per lead at a consistent range using pay-per-click advertising. And you can't even do it with things like Google anymore. They just won't let you do it. Media buys are great. I mean, they're amazingly perfect. They work so good. But only the big guys can do them because you need to buy huge volumes of clicks to buy right. I'm talking like hundreds of thousands of clicks per day. And on thousands and thousands of websites, you don't even know what websites are. It's all done through syndication. So you as a small guy aren't going to be able to go out and buy 100,000 clicks per day. So you're not going to be able to compete. Sorry, there is no luck for you. But media buys work phenomenally well. Okay, so let's do a little bit more math so I make sure that you can understand. If you buy 100 clicks at 45 cents per click, it's costing you $1.12 per lead. If you're buying 100 clicks at 35 cents per click at a 30% conversion rate, it's costing you $1.16 per lead. If you buy 100 clicks at 55 cents a click at a 25% conversion rate, it's costing you $2.25 per lead. That's what it costs to get the lead into your autoresponder. Those are not engaged leads. Only 50%, if you're really good, are going to open an email. So it's probably costing you close to $4.50 typical to get an engaged lead. So whatever it costs for a lead, double that price, and that will give you an estimate of what your engaged leads are, if you're good. The fact is conversion rates average 25 to 35%. So the $55 for 25 leads on 100 clicks is really the typical story. Yeah, some people do better, but you probably won't, okay? You're going to have somebody come in and say, I'll show you how to make it 50% convert. Yeah, you might be able to do it here and there, but every single day, no, because there's too many variables. It depends on where you're buying your traffic. It depends on how old your leads are. There's so many variables. There's no way you can guarantee a conversion rate on an opt-in form. None. Some are better, for sure. But any way you go, the cost per lead that you generate usually ends up at well over $1. Okay, so that's the math. $1 for lead, $2 for an engaged lead. Now, if you can make $5 off that lead over the life of your lead, you're doing fine. Maybe you don't care. Maybe even you're paying, $3 for an engaged lead. You don't care, as long as you're making money, right? I do, and you'll see why. Let's move forward here. So the solution is what we call media buy groups, and this is a brand new thing. As a matter of fact, I'm going to talk to you about one here today. Media buy groups allow small buyers, even myself, 1,000 new leads today. That is a really small amount of traffic. It allows us to pool our resources to generate leads from specialized ads being run on all sorts of websites, all over the place. These ads do not let the traffic actually leave the publisher's website. So this pool of traffic we buy at a fraction of the costs anyone else can. Okay? All the ads are syndicated via Outbrain. Now, Outbrain will place ads on sites like, I'm sure you've seen them on Fox News, CNN, big websites. They just put in the application for Outbrain and the ads show up. And it's going to be based upon keywords and also your cookie, what you've been visiting. Okay? These ads are generic. When we place an ad, it's very generic. It shows a bag full of money and you'll click here to make money online, work from home, or whatever. They're very generic. They're not specific to anybody's product because every lead that's generated goes through the same ad. It's just that we rotate whose opt-in form code is on that ad. Okay? So in order to make money with these leads, you got to email them because they are not going to see your thank you page or any part of your sales funnel until you email them. Okay, and an immediate email is critical because these people are registering from our web form and our forms are generic ads. You need to introduce yourself and your product immediately. Do that and you have highly engaged, active, and fresh leads. And that's the key to making money online. So what is the cost for media buy leads? First, let me show you a typical, what we call trap ad and how they work. So I'm going to play a video. Okay, this is a demonstration of our ad, one of our ads. There's a huge variety of different ones, and they get syndicated by Outbrain. What Outbrain is going to look at is the keywords in the websites that we said were, this person visited a website, show this ad, right? So it's what we call remarketing type of based on cookies. So the ad here is generic. Anyone can make money with our secret. Okay, this is a business opportunity ad, right? Some dollar bills up there, and it doesn't tell anything about, whether you're selling Bitcoin stuff or whether you're selling the latest rev share or whether you're selling who knows, whatever it is, whether you're selling even like blogging software, just as anyone can make money. So it's very generic. It doesn't say anything about you. This is what happens. That person goes, I want to find out more. So they type in their name and then they type in an email address. Now, I'm using a fake email address, which will happen, but most people, use their real email address and they click start now. You see, please check your email for more information. They don't go to your website. They stay on the publisher's website. So it just pops up and says, go on. Now that publisher gets the benefit of that traffic staying on our website. So they're making money without losing traffic being clicked away. Okay, pretty cool, huh? You see how that lead never leaves the publisher's website? We call these ads trap ads because they trap the traffic on the publisher's website. Most of our publishers' websites, they spend tons of money generating traffic. They go through all sorts of different viral techniques. They buy ads. They share traffic between other websites. They do all sorts of different syndication tricks. So they spend a ton of money generating ads. So if you can run an ad on their website, which is what they want to do is make money through selling ads, but have the traffic actually stay on their websites, you can literally buy that traffic for 1/10 of the cost. That's a huge price difference. That makes buying traffic cheap enough so that media buy groups can sell you based on performance, not based on clicks. So how does this work? Well, this is what I pay right now. I have 1,000 new leads a day going into my autoresponder account. My autoresponder account does all the work for me. It segments the list. It determines who's interested in what and promotes my products for me. But I pay 50 cents per lead. I never have a variance. There's no surprises. The leads are always good. I email every lead immediately. I segment them based on what they're interested in, and I sell them product, okay? Sometimes I'm selling product to them months and months away. My engagement rate is about $1 per list member, not $4 per list member. And I segment these leads, and I get 30 to 60% opening of every email I sent as a result. So who should buy with the media buy group that I'm talking about? Well, if you're a list builder that sells solo ads, my God, this is great. You can sell solo ads from leads that no one else has. That makes you a powerful solo ad vendor. Or if you're smart enough to market multiple products through your email sequence, it works great too. If you just have a sales funnel that sells one item, okay, I'm going to sell nothing but this item. I'm sorry to say this, but you are a complete fool. You're missing out. When you are building a list, you are creating a huge asset, and it's costing you tons of money. I sell my products for months on end. I just keep adding on to my autoresponder sequence of new products. And people buy everything from BizHub products to blog products to list generation products and traffic products, sometimes months after they join my list. So using a media buy group is really the way to go to generate the lowest cost lead and the lowest price for an engaged lead. My engaged lead cost went from like $2 or almost close to $4 down to $1 per lead. I'm not making $5 per lead like I did 7 years ago, but I'm making $3, $4 per lead, so I'm happy. I'm really happy. You want to learn how this works? I invite you to visit Active Leads Pro, how it works. I get nothing for doing this. I'm just trying to help people. The fact is, if you're doing any sort of list generation, this is the best way to do it.